I think Slacker needs to be remade somehow. So if you don't know, the movie Slacker is basically a cult classic. It's from the early 1990s. It is written and directed by Richard Linklater, famous for movies like Dazed and Confused, School of Rock, and Boyhood. So the premise of it is basically we start off with this guy who arrives at this bus station and takes a taxi to get somewhere. And so he starts talking to the cab driver. He starts talking about some weird stuff, conspiracy theories. Then we encounter another person, and the camera starts following them. Then that character encounters another person, they talk to them, and now we follow this other person, and so on and so forth. That is the premise of the movie. There's no real plot, it's not character driven, it's just nonstop conversations between different people in a town. And so, what makes this movie great? Well, one, I think the concept itself, people find that very interesting, intriguing. And two, it's just a vibe. The whole movie is a vibe. Like, you really, despite it being entirely nonstop dialogue, the scenery, the landscapes, the places, the environments, they all really kind of steal the show, at least for me. It's one of those movies where the images of it kind of stayed and lingered in my head for a long time, more so than maybe other movies that I equally enjoyed, but somehow were not as memorable. And I say that it needs to be remade because I think it's one of those movies that, not because it's outdated or anything, but I think that if any filmmaker were to make their own version of Slacker, they could be able to do it in a very unique and creative way that is particular to them. So, for instance, Richard Linklater's from Texas, so lots of his movies, like this one, also take place in Texas. So, if a filmmaker is from New York, California, a farm in Iowa, or another country, they can make something similar, but the scenery can be totally different, completely unique to them, at least. Also, the actual contents of the dialogue could be different. It could be modernized. You can talk about conspiracy theories that are much more current, up to date. Because if I have like one nitpick with the original Slackers, I think that the conspiracies, maybe I'm not from this era, but I think they were kind of like, they stay at surface level. And I know that the whole point is not the actual content, but to me, I feel like, I don't know, if you were to use modern day conspiracy theories, it would be a lot more intriguing, a lot more interesting, especially if you're not afraid to get controversial and delve deep into these conspiracies. I think you do it in a very good way. And I think maybe it would be a bit more akin to Mel Gibson's Conspiracy in the sense of what you are actually talking about. But the entire movie, again, that's not kind of the main point, even if it is a bunch of that. Also, it has a very good ending. It's very iconic. I guess I won't spoil it, but it's just a very iconic ending. And so, yeah, that's Slacker for you. It's an interesting watch.